We're live. Hello, people of the internet.
Hello.
Just going to wait for you all to log on.
Let's see who's joining us, shall we?
Ah, Erin's here.
Hello.
You can always trust Erin to be here first thing. And Helen.
Helen.
Oh, I hope that's
Morning,
Helen and Joe.
Helen.
Hi, hi, hi. Can you guys give us some, like, hearts or... Oh, you can. So you can hear us. I wanted to double check you can hear us. Rhino's here. Oh, this is good. Hey, Lisa.
Morning, Lise.
Right, we've got a couple of minutes. Rhino's just passing by, naturally.
Just passing, not stopping. Is anybody sitting on the sofa watching it with their tea and toast and
Hi,
not
Zoe.
actually joining in?
Hi, Chloe. We're pretty sure Amy, my sister, is at home streaming us. But
Hi, Gemma.
not going to do any of it.
Morning, Gem.
Hey, hun. In a couple of minutes, see how many people can join us. Gemma's here. At least you guys can hear us as well. This is good. We've set up well.
We have.
Georgia and Hannah are here. This is lovely.
Sweet.
I thought at the start of each video every week we could give you a run through of the kit that we're wearing. We're pretty much trying to brand rep Sweaty Betty here as well.
Hi, Jane. Jane's with us. I'm here.
Hey, Jane's here. She's already been for a run this morning, I believe.
Wow.
So well done, Jane.
Wow.
Erin's just here to observe too. Come on.
Come on.
You don't need any equipment. Nice little stretch.
You can even do this
Get
in your
ready to go.
pyjamas if you want to. Nobody's judging. We can't see you.
It's the beauty of the live stream. You can do pyjamas.
Who's Dolly Do? I love that.
Hi, hun. Yes, Jane, running 4 miles. This is good. Right, we've got 1 minute
I shall
to go.
make sure that I stretch your hamstrings off then, yeah?
Oh, hi, Joe. Nice to see you all here. Oh, we got a good turnout. I knew Hannah would be in her pyjamas.
In my PJs, yeah. Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Very proud.
Right, we're about ready.
Yeah. Ah, Victoria's here.
I've actually put my pyjamas back on.
This is wonderful. Right, we're going to make a start in a moment.
Yep.
So you don't need any equipment. You just need a bit of space that you're going to be able to stand up and lie down on the floor. Maybe a cushion or a block if you've got it for when we do lie down on the floor, something you can pop under your head. Other than that, we are all ready to go. So Joe's going to start. She's going to hand over to me and a little bit of back and forth.
Yeah, a little bit of Pilates and a little bit of yoga combination.
Excellent. So we're going to make a start. Come onto your mat, find yourself a space. We're going to make sure you can see us.
Okay, so you want to stand with your feet directly underneath your hips today. Take a little softness through the knees and put equal pressure through the balls of the feet and your heels. Think grounding through the feet and then take a deep breath in. Breathe deeply into your ribcage. And as you take a deep breath into the ribs, go ahead and float the arms up and above you. When the fingertips touch overhead, push the walls out and away. And then think pulling shoulder blades back and together, opening, expanding, and really take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Feel the breath. Bring a little energy into your body. Last time here. So I'm going to take the arms up this time and interlink them. You can just gently push your hands upwards, or you could turn your palms up towards the ceiling and press them away. So it really depends how that feels through your wrists here. Bring shoulders away from ears and take the arms slightly further behind you and start to turn your eye gaze up towards your fingertips. So you're actually making a little bend through your back. Just brace the tummy muscles to hold still and release it off, coming back up. Ease off to your right. Push the rib away from the hip and see how much length you can get through the outer part of the body here. Rise up through the center. Ease it back one more time to start to bend. I'm going sideways on so you can see a little more. Start to bend. And then coming back up on your next exhalation over to the left. Feel ribs lengthening away from hips. Feel that stretch through the outer part of the body. And as you rise up, go ahead and drop the arms behind you. Take your hands, interlink them. Push them away from your bottom and see how far you can push your hands away. Looking up towards the ceiling again, taking a big breath in. Now I'm going to add a little rotation here. So bring arms out in front of you, cup them and again push them forward as far as you can. And with your arms really straight and long, turn to the right. Hips stay square to the front and you're turning through your torso. Move through the center, ease it over to the other side. Keep pressing the long arms away. Draw the tummy in as you do this and release it off. Give your arms a shake. Fab. Coming down onto onto your thighs. Draw the navel into the spine and curl into a cat stretch. I'm just going to go sideways on here so you can see a little bit more where we go. Push through the mid-back, hands on thighs, press against them, scoop navel into spine. And when you dip and release, you're going to push your body forward and long. Reach as far as you can. Now the weight comes forward into the balls of the feet. Almost see if you can peel your heels off the floor. And really push your body forward as far as you can, feeling that lovely stretch and length in your hamstrings. That one's for you, Jane. Right arm floats overhead. Reach as far as you can. And then meet it with your left arm if it feels good for you. Reach as far forward as you possibly can. Keep stretching through the back muscles. Keep pulling the shoulder blades back and together. And then find a fold, dropping to shins to ankles to feet to floor. How low you go is up to you. Just keep that length through your body. So as much as you can, really lengthen through the back of the body here. I'm going to go for a little pedaling of the heels one at a time, which is going to add a little bit of stretch through the sole of the foot for you there, those of you that have been running. And also it's going to get a nice stretch up the back of the legs. Let the head, the neck and the shoulders hang. Bring the torso down a little bit lower. And just count me down here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Scoop navel into spine. Roll on up to standing. Bring the arms up and above you with a big reach high. Come to monkey swing. Gentle is to knees. Keep your head up. Lower is to shins. And with Imogen, you can go all the way down to the floor if that feels right for you.
Imogen fell over.
In your own time. Imogen needs to engage her core muscles just a little more on those monkey swings. Big reach high. Exhale, let it go. And we've got one more here, that's all. Catch yourself at the top, look up, and for balance, can you rise up? So the heels are coming off the floor. We're rising up onto the balls of the feet. Keep looking up at the fingers. Is Imo still with me?
She is.
Press your arms down beside you, lowering eye gaze and lowering heels when you're ready. Well done. Find a place to balance. Do hold on to something around the room if you need it. Balance into left leg, bend your standing knee. Stabilize through the midsection of the body and lifting your chest and shoulders, float your right knee 10 times. 10 little knee raises. 2, take your time. 3, pull it up high. 4, 5, we have sequences of 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go 10 pulses at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Don't touch down. Angle the outer part of the foot away. Square through the hips. Bend standing knee and squeeze it away. 3, try to keep your body really still. 4, bend your standing knee more. 5, the more you work into that standing leg, stabilizing the ankle and knee joint. Couple more. 1 more time. Turn the heel away. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. Same leg goes behind you. Now try not to lean forward at all. Keep your pelvis really still. Keep bending through that standing leg and squeeze it back. You're on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times we're pulsing. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. You can shake it out. Do whatever you want to with your arms about. You can have hands on hips. You can have arms overhead if you want to go stronger. Stand and stabilize into right leg you've just worked. Square through hips and pelvis. Bend standing knee. And up we go. 1. Take your time. 2, 3. Equal pressure through standing foot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Give me pulses at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That goes out to the side. Angling heel toe, bend standing knee. Squeeze it out. Stay square in the hips. I like to go for the Iron Man hands.
I'll go Black Panther hands.
6. Panther hands. 7, 8, 9. After 10, pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and take it behind. Squeeze. The heel toe stays aligned. Bend through that standing knee. Should be feeling this in the upper part of the buttock. And we're engaging through the core of the body to keep the pelvis really still. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time. And you're going to give me 10 pulses out to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give both legs a loosen and a little shake out here. And just find yourself at the back end of the mat, getting ready for joining Imogen with some yoga here. Now you'll see that I have already taken my socks off. I like a little grip with my feet when I'm doing yoga. So it's up to you.
Same here. I'm going to chuck my socks off to the side. Coming to the back end of your mat, just start to pop the chin onto the chest, take a little roll down through the shoulders, soften the knees and roll all the way down through your spine until you can reach your fingertips and touch the floor. Take in as much knee bend as you need to get there, and then just think about trying to walk the body out, walk the body forward, keep the hands about shoulder width, and when you can, drop your knees in underneath your hips and just come into this little cow stance here. So we're going to start off with some real gentle yoga. If you've been following on with my videos through lockdown, you're amazing and you're a superstar, but there's a lot of us out there who kind of maybe haven't done so much in the last 10 weeks. So today's really just about easing you back into some movement. So in your cow stance, knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders, take a big breath in, cat stretch and curl the back, just like we did in the standing work with Joe. We're thinking about pulling the shoulders up towards the ears, squeezing the butt to tuck the pelvis, pushing the middle back up towards the ceiling, taking a big inhale breath, and exhaling, dropping in to our cow stretch. Lift the chest, lift the collarbones, take your eye gaze forward. Push your hips back behind you, arch the back, and then go again 3 times more with the breath. Inhale, cat stretch, curl. Exhale, dip, release, pick up the chest and collarbones. Thinking about just settling into our breath as we work now. Keeping it slow, drawing your inhale breaths all the way down into the belly. And then exhaling through the mouth as you drop the spine, lift the chest. Last time here, inhale, go. Exhale, dip, release, lift chest, lift head. Take a little look over your right shoulder, squeezing the shoulder and the rib cage down towards the hips. Make a little C shape in the spine. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back through center. I want you to take your left hand, set it in the middle of your mat, directly underneath your breastbone. Take your right hand up high and take a little rotation to one side. We're thinking about reaching nice and tall through those fingertips, creating a long wingspan and letting your chest and ribcage open to the side. Exhale down. Replace your right hand in the center of your body, center of your mat. Inhale the left arm up. Reach to those fingertips. Try and turn and open the chest. Exhale, lower. Go one more time now with the right arm. Inhale, reach up high. Take your left knee and just knock it ever so slightly out, a little bit wider across your mat. And then with your right hand still reaching up towards the ceiling, I want you to rotate open and take your right leg long to the back of your mat. Take a little lengthen. So here you've got one really long straight right leg, and we're breathing that arm up to the ceiling to open the chest, and use your exhale breath to drop that arm over the head now. Carry on reaching, so we're making length from those back fingertips, back toes. You don't have fingertips on your feet. From those back toes to your fingertips. I knew I'd be the first one to mess up my words. It was never going to be Joe.
Word bombs.
And if you want a little bit more with one breath here, see if you can inhale, lift that back leg off the floor. See if you can balance here and create a little bit more length from your fingertips to your feet fingertips. I put you off that.
Your toe tips.
Exhale, drop that back foot down to the floor, and then I want you to take a seat here, just following the line of your hips. Sit back so that this left knee, as it is going to be tucked in towards you, and the left leg stays out long. We're nice and close today as well.
One of us.
We are the same household, so don't worry, everybody. With this right leg out long, I want you to reach both arms down the inside of the leg and just slowly allow your chest to fold towards it. We're thinking chest towards thigh, nose towards knee. And if you're feeling this one really extreme in your hamstrings, then you can take a little bend in the knee for slightly less stretch. Or with Joe, you can work on just folding a little bit lower, moving your hands a little bit longer, exhaling the torso down. Take an inhale breath to lift the head. Set right hand to the inner part of right ankle, calf or foot, and then breathe open through your wingspan. Reach the arm back and up to the ceiling so you've got maximum length through your arms. And then exhale, take it overhead. One more time for a lovely big side stretch. Good. Try and open up the chest. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Using your inhale to lift your top shoulder. Exhale to go further. Inhale, tuck your rib cage underneath you. Twist more. Exhale, lean a little further. And on this last inhale breath, take that top arm all the way back and set it just behind your hip here. Use the right arm to sweep overhead and lift the hips off the floor. Spinal twist or a little modified wild thing here. Squeezing the butt, energizing the back of the legs to stretch the front, hips, quad. Lovely. Exhale, lower that one all the way down. Take your hands back to the front end of your mat, set them about shoulder width apart, and then push off the legs and the knees. Come back into that cow stance. We're going to go the whole thing from the top on the left. So right hand comes into your center. Inhale, left arm up high. Reach through that long wingspan. Good. Think inhale, draw length, draw shoulders up to the ceiling. Exhale, take a look to the floor and just knock your right knee out a little bit wider for balance. And then inhale, rotate over. Open up completely. Your torso and chest to the side. Stretch that left leg out long behind you. Inhale, reach the arm high. Exhale, drop the arm overhead.
From your toe tips.
From your toe tips to your fingertips. Make that lovely big length in the side body. I'm glad we got the first mess up of words out the way. I'm glad it was me. Take one inhale breath just to have a little balance challenge. If you can, breathe in, draw the belly button in, squeeze that back leg off the floor and lift it.
What's going on today?
It's a big balance challenge, guys. Inhale, squeeze that back foot off the floor. There we are, and balance. I could feel Joe's eyes staring at me, that's why I fell.
I did as well.
Exhale, bring that back foot to the floor, and then just let your hips follow their line to take a little seat here. I'll move out of Joe's way. So you want to we should have left foot tucked in, right leg out nice and long. Bring both hands down that leg and let your body fold towards it. We want to feel here a lovely big stretch in the hamstring, as well as pulling up into your side body here. So you're going to get glutes, waist, maybe the outer part of the hip too. As you take a little exhale breath just to soften your torso down towards your thigh. Inhale, eye gaze to toes. Set your right hand to the inner part of the calf, the ankle or the foot. Breathe the left arm up to the ceiling. You want to reach behind you, create length and space in your rib cage. And then exhale, take that arm and fold it over your head. Make this lovely big space here in your rib cage, opening up the muscles between your ribs, those intercostal muscles, and allowing your body to fold over to the right side. Breathe this top elbow, try and get it behind your ear and wrap your bottom rib cage under so you're more open to the side wall with your chest. And then exhale, go a little further. Inhale, last time, take that hand all the way behind you, Set it just behind your hip, palm flat to the floor. And as your right arm sweeps up, let your hips follow that movement. Spinal twist. We get this lovely twisting and reaching through the back. And by squeezing your butt and pushing your pelvis forward, feel that lovely length come down the front of the legs. Little modified world thing. Exhale, lower slow. All the way back into seated. Bring the hands back to the front of the mat. And then draw your body back over and round into that cow stance. Take another cat stretch. Inhale, curl the back. Exhale, dip, release. See how that feels a little bit looser than it did at the start. Spine should be feeling lovely and supple. Inhale, cat stretch and curl. Exhale, just start to walk your hands back towards your knees. Walking the hands along your mat and then walking the hands up the knees themselves. Keep curling the spine and come into this nice high kneeling position. I'm going to come side on just so that you can see. I want you to tuck your toes underneath you. So you've got 10 toes flat to the floor. And I want you to take right arm with a big breath in up to the ceiling. Reach it high. Good. Take the left hand and pop it so your fingertips are up into your lower back. Take a little stretch here. Modified half camel. We're reaching the chest, the breastbone and the hand up to the ceiling. And then squeezing the butt to push the hips forward. Exhale, meet both hands at the top, come up tall. Bring your right hand down this time. Fingertips go up the back to support it. Heel of the hand just in the top of the hip. Lean away, lean back, breastbone square and lifted to ceiling. Inhale, come back up. Now if that was enough on your spine or you have any lower back issues, stay there and work through that again. If you want a little bit more, you can come with me and Joe. And take the left hand all the way down and onto the heel this time. So full half camel. Breathe. Right arm up. Left hand supported. And then squeeze the butt to drive the hips forward. Inhale, strengthen, draw belly button in, reach up high. Last time on the left. Option, hand in the lower back with me. Or all the way, hand to heel. What you don't want to be is here. You don't want the hips to collapse backwards. It's about squeezing your glutes, pressing forward to create this lovely arching shape in the back. And if you want a little bit more and you want to meet me in full camel, just see if you can get your left hand to touch that left heel as well. Draw the chest up, hips forward, and feel a lovely stretch along the front of your shoulders here as well. Tucking the chin, looking either to the ceiling or in front of you. Just try not to let the head collapse backwards. Breathe in, hold. Exhale, squeeze the hips, draw them forward. Breathe in, reach one, and then both arms up. And then take a little waiter's bow. Draw belly button in to strengthen through the midsection. Push the hips back and lean the chest forward, keeping a lovely straight spine, lovely straight arms. Untuck your toes. And when you make it to the floor, collapse on into child's pose. You might feel like just to wiggle your knees out a little bit wider, bringing the big toes together, sinking back into your hips and your heels, forehead on the floor. Take here just 3 deep breaths for me, thinking about inhaling down to the belly, exhaling, maybe pushing your shoulders from side to side into the floor in your child's pose. Inhaling deep into the belly, prolong that inhale breath. Exhaling, doing the same with the hips, just gently rock the pelvis from side to side, wiggle out any movement or any tension that might have built there. And on your last inhale breath, walk your hands back in and up. I'm done with you all.
Thank you very much. Right, we're going to come into some Pilates work here. So I want you to come back into a horse stance. Knees are under hips, hands are under shoulders. So let me just check this one out for you. When you come into a horse stance, do be careful that your knee aligns with your hip. Common mistakes we see are drifting backwards with the bottom. This is not going to engage these internal core muscles correctly. So we need a little shift of the body weight forward, a pull up with the chest and the shoulder blades, so we've got that activity. And you're going to feel this in your low tummy muscles if you get it right. So play around with that positioning. When you're ready, In your little horse stance, push forward with the chest, brace through the abdominals, and without any drift or shift of your bottom, take your right leg behind you. Holding here. Now with Imogen, she's going to stay with both hands on the floor for this one today, because we already know that she's a bit wobbly. And if you can, your option, cheek of it, is to take the opposing arm and hold it away. Right leg behind you just lifts and lowers. I don't know if you can see there, but the right leg here, I'll go diagonal. The right leg is just lifting and lowering up and down. Keeping hips and pelvis completely still. Trying not to drift or shift into this hip, keeping that retraction in those shoulder blades, pushing firmly down through both hands, and you've got around about 10 of those. At the top, 3 more, 2 more. Last one, she's going to stop at the top here, and without drifting into this hip, the leg's now going to go away from the midpoint and back. This challenges those internal core muscles a little bit more effectively. So we're working here. Remember, this arm can be off the floor if you need to. So bracing through the tummy, squeezing that leg out and in, and don't forget to breathe. After 10, you're about there, I think. Hold it at the top, kick heel up to bottom, go hamstring curl, stretch that leg away. So we're keeping that alignment here. The hip stays in line with the knee, bracing through the tummy. All eyes are on Imogen doing this one, yeah? And again, just 5 of those. Stop at the top, point your toes up to the ceiling, and go 10 little pulses out. 1, 2, brace tummy, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done, Imogen. Right, knees go wide, big toes come together. I'm going to go for a little wriggle of the wrists, setting that one up on the other side. So have a little stretch out, have a little movement. You're going to feel those core muscles locking in and engaging. Notice how still you need to keep your body for this. Come back up and let's reset. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, body weight shifts forward, so I'm getting that proper recruitment into those internal core muscles. Left leg's out long, option on the opposing arm if you're stable enough in your midsection. 10 leg lift, 1.
You're
Slow
saying that I am
2.
not stable enough in my midsection.
3.
That is what
4,
she's saying.
5, 6, 7, nearly there. 8, 9. After 10, stop at the top, move it away from the midpoint, keeping knee and hip nice and high, moving away from the midpoint with the minimum amount of drift or shift through the hips halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9. After 10, I'm going to stop this one up here, squeeze heel to bottom, stretch leg away. 1, 2, so I just did 5 here. 3, keep that midsection still. 4, keep lifting chest. 5, point toes up to the ceiling and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try not to bounce your body on that one. Knees go wide, big toes come together, and we're sitting down into the heels. Some of you might find that's a little heavy on the wrist here. So we are going to do a little mobilizer, a little movement for our wrists today. Head down, wriggle and rotate your wrists in one direction. Wriggle and rotate back the other way. And loosely move shoulders. Take both hands, walk them to the right side. Make a C shaping in your spine and try to bring your nose all the way down to your knee. Feel that pulling through the outer part of the body. How nice does that feel after those exercises? Move through the center to the other side. Take your time. And when you're ready, slowly lower, nose towards the knee. Now, any issues with knees in child's pose, you are just going to keep your bottom up high. All of these can be done within the range that fits right for you today. Some of us feeling tighter than we were 3 months ago. Yeah, I have definitely been doing less yoga. More running, more Pilates, plenty of Pilates, but not so much yoga for me.
Don't know if you can tell I've not been doing my Pilates. Don't know if that's obvious.
Plenty of yoga.
Yeah, plenty of yoga.
Well done, everybody. I'd like you to just come into your hands one last time. I did promise you a little wrist stretch, didn't I? So we can go weight bear into your thumb mounds. Shift body weight forward. Stretch your fingertips as wide as you can. Stretch your fingertips. Push forward into your thumb mounds and press the weight into them. Fab. Now, keeping the pressure through the thumb mounds. Turn your feet, hands outwards. Push down into the thumb mounds and feel that. Lovely. Now take your insides of your elbows and just, instead of allowing them to turn all the way forward here, I want you to take the inner part of your elbow and turn it in. There. Now press into your thumb mounds. Can you feel that? Fab. If you're a little bit more flexible in your wrists, and it's really great to improve the flexibility and the strength in your wrists, sometimes it's these, the wrist flexor muscles that get really tight. We can turn the hands all the way back, okay, and again we push down into our thumb mounds. Now instead of locking out the elbow here, I want you to turn it slightly in. Only slightly, it won't go much, just to take that locking of the joint. So if you're hypermobile in your elbows, I don't want you to lock them. I want that little bend, okay? Now we go backwards. Go back, go back. Push your bottom back. Push back, push back. Wow, are you getting that?
It's a lovely stretch.
Are you feeling that? Remember, do not lock your elbow joints out. Unlock them.
This is such a good stretch for anybody who lifts weights as well. That constant gripping of bars and dumbbells and machines, it just tenses up all of these forearm muscles.
So just keep moving backwards with your bottom. There it is. And release it off. You're going to give them a little shake, just like that. And the other side. Right, shift your legs through to the front end of the mat. I'm coming into roll-ups. So there's many ways that we can work here today. I'm not 100% sure if I've got anybody who is pregnant in the first, second, third trimester of their pregnancy. It's fine to do Pilates. What you want to do though is you want to drop Imogen or I a private message so we can just run through a few kind of like important do's and don'ts really, so that you can still join in all my classes are fine for any levels. Hold on to the back of the thighs, draw the navel into the spine and just curl down. So if we were in a pregnancy option today, any stage of pregnancy, you do not want to go any further than this. Just a little scooping of the tummy, that'll do for you, okay? That's your option. Advancing. We're going to start to move this one a little bit further. So I'm looking for that imprinting of each vertebrae very slowly into the floor. And as you come down, you're imprinting, laying the head right down. Take a deep breath into the belly and then start to curl back up, imprinting each vertebrae into the floor sequentially on the way up and on the way down. And the slower you move, the better. Try to roll down the legs to the shins, to the ankles, to the feet, and then progression. Next level, you've got straight legs. So a longer lever basically works your internal muscles that little bit more effectively. Chin curls onto chest, and I'm going to get the lowest vertebrae onto the floor first. Then you start to imprint them one at a time. Take your time moving up nice and slowly. Don't forget to breathe and think length of lever. So we've got long arms and long legs. For instance, are you able to leave your arms up here? Are you able to leave your shoulders behind your ears? As you curl down, chin on the chest, imprinting one at a time. Take your time, move slowly. Lovely. And then you're coming back up nice and smooth. See how we leave the arms above the head as we come back up. So remember all of your options. Bent leg, arms in front, arms overhead. The final option today is something we call the neck pull. You do not pull on your neck. You literally just place your hands behind your head, pulling down with the tummy. Elbows stay wide, curl and imprint each vertebrae. Hands are lightly behind the head, not tugging on it, okay? Imprint. Slowly, slowly. Take that deep inhalation and curl back up, imprinting and pressing each vertebrae into the floor one at a time, moving as slowly as you can. Now you probably can't see us because we're on camera here, but my tummy muscles are shaking like a milkshake. You have one more of those in your own time and in your own range. Let me watch you. Oh yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I can see you doing it.
Oh, you're very nice to them all. I'm always like, I know some of you are cheating.
I know you're not doing that. I know you're moving too quick. I know you're using momentum. Lovely, well done, last one. Take it all the way down to the floor and stay down. We're coming sideways on, okay? Come all the way down onto the floor, stay down, and find tabletop preparation. Your feet are hip distance apart. That heel is in line with the outer part of the foot there. And on the other side, have a look past your hip, spot the outer part of the heel there. Now imprint your feet into the floor, draw your tummy muscles in and place both hands under your low back. There, there's a hollow. Some people's backs are flatter than others, but you do want to maintain some kind of hollowing under the low back. We do not imprint the low back. Now if you were doing normal crunches, this would be absolutely fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but for Pilates purposes, we have a little bit of a freedom under the low back there. So we've got that little hollow, okay? Now draw those tummy muscles down from within, so we're activating the internal, the core of the body, and you want to float your right knee no closer than the hip. Pregnancy options, okay, like I said, message us, is here, or with Imo, she's propped up on her forearms. Imo loves these options.
Oh yeah.
Advancing, both legs up, you got it? Now watch your knees. Knees sit no closer than hips. Commonest mistake, those legs coming in, low back drops into the floor, abs are doing nada, okay, nothing. Take those legs away, keep breathing until you feel that tension through the tummy. Now use your hands to stop the legs from coming in. One leg taps and returns, other leg taps and returns. There is no movement in the leg that you leave behind. One leg taps and returns. Now this is all we're going to do today, just tapping, yeah? Keep that tapping movement going. You can dig a heel or you can point a toe. I really don't mind. Brace through tummy, brace through tummy. Advance, I'm going to lift. Head, neck and shoulders off the floor. Reach those arms past your hips as far as you can. Keep hands off the floor, brace belly. I notice Imo staying down. I'm going to lengthen legs further away from the midpoint. Breathing and bracing. Are we starting to feel this through those tummy muscles? Is anybody starting to feel their hip flexors? Anybody starting to feel their quads? Chin on chest, brace tummy. Keep nice hollow in low back. And I'm going to count you down. Where shall I start?
3,
5, 4, 3, 2, make the last one a double, and it's done. Gather those tummy muscles in. Hug the knees to you. Make a light rocking. Make a nice loosening. Lovely. It's amazing how much heat these lights give off. Have you noticed?
Warm up.
Oh, they're warm up here. Right then, so from the bottom to the top, we are going to turn sideways in a moment, but to begin with, we're here. Rock knees in, rock your body. Just rock your body. Pregnancy options, it's a no-no. You'll be doing bridge. Roll. Roll. Are you able to get all the way up? Now stop. Touch toes on the floor, do it again. Rolling like a ball. Touch toes on the floor, stop. Can you balance? Balance on your shoulders. Balance on your bum. Balance on your shoulders. And balance on your bum. Don't worry if you rock straight back out of that. Who can go further? Who can straighten their legs? Straight leg rockers. Now the further you start to move your hands down your legs, the harder it is to stabilize and catch this one. So we're going to use the core muscles here in this little V-sit. I'm going to take the hands further up the calves. Option, stay wherever you can catch it there. The further you go, the harder it is. Can you get to ankles? Ooh. And catch. Yep, can you get to toes? Ready? And catch. I don't always make that. Last one, everybody. When you're done, you're done. Take your legs in, sit either cross-legged or with soles of the feet together. I'm going to hand you back over to Imogen for your lovely stretch time.
And we're going to start our little stretch here seated today. So like Joe said, if your hips are particularly tight, you can keep the legs crossed here in a little modified half lotus. Or if you can get your soles of your feet together, we're going to come into our little star pose. So soles of the feet together, I want you to draw your heels in as close towards your hips as you'll go. Take a little wrap with your hands around your toes, and then the stretch here is from coming upright in the chest. You can find that you can slump your shoulders and your back here and not really feel a lot going on in your hips. But as you take an inhale breath and lift your chest up, sit nice and tall, there comes the stretch. So you see Jo, she can start here, nothing at all. Breathe in, try and push your chest through your armpits so the shoulders are back behind the breastbone. Grow tall through the crown of the head. And then exhale, just really consciously think about softening the knees down towards the floor. Lovely. And even if your hips feel super tight here and you kind of think that you're looking a bit like this, it's okay. As long as you're feeling the stretch through inner thigh, internal hip rotators, then this is a lovely one for just releasing out those muscles that get notoriously tight. Give me one more breath here. Inhale, sit through tall spine. Exhale, soften knees. And then keeping the soles of the feet together, but pushing them forward so you get about a foot worth of space between heels and hips. I want you to pull your sit bones back behind you. Pull the meaty part of your butt behind you so you're sat grounded on the bony part of the pelvis. And with that inhale breath, sitting tall, hands to knees, calves, ankles or feet, just exhale and start to fold. So from star pose to star fold, you can bring the hands forward of the ankles if you make it. You can just wrap them around the feet or wherever feels right on the leg. I want you to take 3 of those lovely deep yoga breaths to think about drawing your head towards your heels. So think inhale, allow the chest to fold, allow the shoulders to roll, and exhale, just soften and draw your body a little bit lower. 2 more breaths here. Even if you find that you're still quite high up and you can't really fold your chest, it's not a problem. You just want to be feeling this one, back of the hips, outer part of the hips and butt. Use that exhale breath to draw as low as you can go. And then inhale, come back up and through. Bring the knees in and lengthen the legs out long. About this time, we're just going to stay seated for the rest of our stretches. So if you do want to pop a cushion underneath your butt so that you're sat a little bit higher, it's a little bit nicer on the hip flexors, you can. Otherwise, we're going to draw right leg into chest. Hug it to you. Give it a big old squeeze, like it's a friend you haven't seen since the start of lockdown. You're going to hug it into your chest. If you can squeeze it in and just lift the foot off the floor, do so and draw it close and tight in towards right shoulder. Lovely, release and squeeze off of the hip flexors. And then exhale, take that leg and lengthen it up in front of you. Now, as long as you can go with this leg, it might feel good just to stay holding onto the back of the thigh. If you can push straighter through the knee, walk the hands up to the calf, maybe the ankle, maybe with Jo around the foot, and then think about drawing the leg in towards you, pushing the heel out and towards the ceiling, and then taking that inhale breath again just to grow tall, straighten up the spine, sit nice and high. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, release. Bend that knee, take the foot across and land it to the outer part of the left leg. Hug the knee into you and then turn towards your right side. Feel a lovely little stretch here. Outer part of hip, outer part of glute. Using that back hand and arm like a little bit of scaffolding for the spine. Breathe in. Sit tall, lift the chest, lift the shoulders. Exhale, turn a little further. Maybe drop chin towards collarbone. Take a little look down that back arm. Stretch off the neck. Inhale, hold. And exhale, release that one off. Release the knee, release the stretch, come back forward. Same on the left side. So draw the knee in towards you. Give it a hug, give it a squeeze, and draw that knee right in towards shoulder and armpit. If you can, lifting the foot off the floor, and then hugging and squeezing to give your hip flexors a nice little release. Here, breathe in, down to the belly. Exhale, soft. We want to feel lovely, stretched, but also nice and calm and relaxed for the rest of our Sunday. by the end of this stretch. Inhale, straighten the leg. Keeping the hands wherever feels right for your hamstrings. So this might be lower with the leg, hands behind the knee. Or with Joe, if you can, you straighten off that knee a little bit more and then walk the hands up, calf, up to ankle, or up towards the foot. When you're there, the higher you can take the leg, the more stretch you're going to get. But do not slump the spine. Take these 2 breaths now to breathe some height back in to your torso. Exhale, straighten knee, draw up the quad. Inhale, hold and stretch. Exhale, take that foot to release it down across to the outer part of the right knee or thigh. Hug left leg in towards your chest and take that little twist to the left side. Breathe in, pushing out of the hand and the sit bones to lift the torso. Exhale to turn, drop eye gaze down, back arm. Enjoy that last little twist and stretch here in your hips, glutes, outer part of the leg. And exhale, last time, stretch the legs out long in front of you. Reposition your sit bones out behind you, pull them back if you need to. Again, stay elevated on a cushion if your hips need a little bit more helping hand. And if your hamstrings are tight, we can bend the knees up here like so. We're just going to take a last minute of the class for our forward fold. We need to breathe in, come to stick pose. Take the hands up above the head, elongate your spine, reach energy from your fingertips to the ceiling. And then keeping this straight spine, start to fold forward. Fold your chest forward by pushing your hips back behind you. Keep length, keep tension in the body. And when you get as far as you can and you start to feel your chest and shoulders start to hunch, you take your exhale breath to release and relax into the fold. Hands on knees, shins, ankles. If you get there, hands around feet, then you can use a little bit of tension in the arms just to draw your body lower towards the torso. I want everybody to give me just lovely 5 last breaths here in the class. Really slow. Thinking about your inhale breath as drawing new energy back into your body to energize your body for the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully a relaxing day for most to come. And using that exhale breath just to take any little points of tension, any kind of bad vibes, bad feelings, and just exhale them away from your body. Like a nice big sigh through the chest and through the rib cage. Keep working your body lower towards the thighs, torso down towards the knees. Feel that stretch all the way through the back of the body, down the legs, into the feet. And as you draw your next inhale breath, gently roll your way back up to a seated position. Oh, feel that lovely stretch and release through your lower back, hips. Take a moment just to stay seated in any way that feels right for you. You can chill out here for as long as you need to. If you want to fall into a little bit of meditation and you're good to go with that, then do so. Otherwise, I've got some meditation videos on my yoga YouTube channel that you can always follow as well. Imspo. Otherwise, thank you so much, everybody. Let's come and have a look at you all.
Thanks,
everybody.
Get nice and close. It's great. Hope
Super.
you enjoyed it, joining us.
Super work. That was lush. It was lovely to see you all virtually, not face to face still, but hopefully it won't be too much longer until we're all back together and kind of having a good time. Thanks, Victoria.
Thanks, Jane.
And Jane. And we're going to be here every week from now on, so live through this channel. Georgia, that's lush. I'm really glad we can all kind of flow and keep moving
Sunday,
together again.
10 o'clock, get us used to having to exercise at a set time again, you know, having a bit of direction.
Yay. Oh, thanks. Thanks, ladies. This is lush. And if anybody wants to, you know, be beasted via spin before next Sunday, I'll have 5 spaces on an outdoor spin class at Progress Gym as well. So hopefully we'll see some of you there as well.
Starting
next Sunday.
Is it next Sunday?
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Oh, thank you so much for your feedback,
we missed
guys.
Coreflex too.
Yeah, we miss it too. We wish we could see all your faces, but...
Just rediscovered my abs. They're there.
Me too, Jane. Me too. Jeez. Lush. Well, otherwise, have a wonderful Sunday, everybody, and we will see you next week, if not before.
Yeah. See you soon.
Lots
Bye.
of love. Thanks, guys.